Alrighty, I'm bringing it back for another round. 10 designer fragrances that leave an intoxicating scent trail. So if you guys have been around on the channel for a while, you would know that this is a video format that I did a couple years back, and that video is currently my #1 most viewed video, which is pretty cool, and so it seemed to have resonated with a lot of people. And since then, I've done it once or twice afterwards, but I figured, you know what? This is nowhere near the level of repetition as the Keep 10 Fragrances for Life video series, so I don't feel so bad about bringing this one back up and doing it again. And by the way, I have no problem with the Keep 10 for Life. I've done that many, many times, but this video here is still near and dear to my heart, and I didn't just want it to be a one and done, because believe it or not, leaving a super sexy scent trail is something that can be very, very powerful when it comes to your fragrance wearing experience. So like I said, for this one here, it's all designers. We've got a pretty solid mixture of sweet stuff for the upcoming cooler months, for those of us who are going into the cooler months, and I've got some fresh stuff for people who are just now coming into the warmer months, or for, you know, us who are still wearing some freshies and trying to squeeze out every bit of the fresh fragrance wearing experience before summer is completely over. So a nice mixture here. Links to these will be down below to discounters, as always, if you want to get these for an affordable price below retail. And also check out my community tab. I'm posting deals over there every single day. If you want to save money on fragrances, that's the place to be. Get subscribed. That way those posts show up in your subscription feed and you don't miss out on any of the deals. I'm posting about rare stuff, new stuff, old stuff, whatever is a good deal, it's over there. So make sure you don't miss out. Let's jump into it. First up, we have Prada Luna Rosa Black, an unfortunately discontinued fragrance. You can probably watch my video that I just published yesterday on. However, it is still available and it's on sale right now. I think this is going to be the last day for it to be on sale. And so I wanted to throw this in because probably going forward, you're not going to hardly ever see this one in videos anymore, as it starts to dry up and eventually completely run out on all the websites. It's all about the amber and tonka bean here. Very powdery and sweet, but not too awfully syrupy sweet. It's more of a dusty kind of powdery sweetness here. It does have a little bit of a fresh balance though, which I do like, and all around it's really sad to see this one go, because it's a DNA that is one that stands out among all of the other sweeter men's fragrances. So it's definitely one, if you've been hesitating on for a while, to pick up while you can. And obviously it's in this video for a reason. Leaves a great scent trail. It smells good up close on your skin, but that one, like with all of the others in this list, smell the best in the air. They really do smell amazing, and they open up when you catch whiffs of it. That's where the magic is. Kind of like this next one here, Valentino Womo Intense. You know, this has leather with iris and some woods going on in here. Has a little bit of a chocolatey feel as well, almost gourmand. You guys know this one by now, I'm sure. Kind of fits into the big popular line of iris fragrances, you know, Gentleman Eau de Parfum by Givenchy, Dior Homme Intense, all of that type of thing. This is kind of the middle ground of not being too mass-pleasing and dialed back, but also not being potentially too challenging like the Dior might be for some people. So this one really strikes a nice balance there, which is why I like it. And as I had mentioned, it smells fantastic in the air. Spraying this on skin and smelling it still smells great, but if you've ever been behind someone who is wearing this, or you've caught whiffs of yourself in the air, you would know just how powerful it really is. We're gonna go with a mega cheapie up next. It is Alharamain's Detour Noir, $29, $30 on discounters at the link down below for a 100 ml bottle. And that's significant because this smells about as close as you can get to Parfums de Marly Layton, which on discounters, the lowest price I'm seeing it go for right now is like $220, $230. We're talking about a big price gap here. This one smells incredible in the air. It smells fantastic for fall and winter as well, but the warm spices in here and the cinnamon and that sort of thing and the apple really kind of give it a fall smell and just overall mood to me. Attitude, you know, personality. Just smells like the season of autumn, and as I'd mentioned, it smells fantastic up in the air. This one leaves a trail for days, and you're going to get a ton of compliments with it, and you only have to spend about 30 bucks. Sign me up. Now, I'm excited about this one here because it finally came back in stock. I featured this in my top 10 summer designer fragrances video for this year, and it went out of stock after posting that video shortly after, and I've never seen it again. So that was back in May or June probably, and so finally, just within the past week, it's showed back up on discounters for about $27, I believe, and it's Pepe Jean's Cocktail. It's got grapefruit, yuzu, ginger, ginger and woody notes in here. This is a great, great citrus fragrance. Smells awesome. You would think at the price point it might be kind of hit or miss, and to be fair, this price point is hit or miss, so you would be correct to assume that potentially this could be bad, but it's not. It's actually really, really impressive. It smells great. This is going to be for those of us who are still wearing summer fragrances here, as it's still been getting up in the 80s, at least where I am. So if you want to squeeze out a bit more summer fragrance wardrobe, and maybe you want to pick up one or two more before the season's up here and have them, you know, for the end of the season and stash them away until next year, you can go with something like this. Nice little cheapie to throw in your cart, maybe while you're grabbing some fall fragrances, and it's one that'll probably impress you. Smells fantastic up in the air, leaves a nice trail. It's a great summer compliment getter. This one also is an absolute beast in the air. A Versace Eros Flame, the giant 200 milliliter bottle here. So this one has that Eros DNA, but with a nice creamy orange note in here, which in a way gives it more of a fresh, fruity approach in a different way than the apple does in the original. It's just kind of a different twist. It has a little bit more of a bite to it from the fruits going on, a little bit more aromatic in some ways. It's a nice little twist, you know, while I still do really like the Parfum version and just the original Eros DNA in general. It's hard to deny that this Flame Flanker, it's an eau de parfum, really does well in the air. It leaves a mega trail and it smells amazing. It really gets smooth and it's something that's going to draw people in. Definitely one that you should take advantage of in the cooler weather. And I couldn't help myself. I had to throw this one in. YSLY Parfum. It's got sage, apple, amberwood, lavender, all of that stuff. And, you know, I'll just throw this in here. This or the EDP, either of them actually would be great. So if you already have the EDP, this isn't a necessary buy for you right now, especially if you have other stuff on your list. This could be moved towards the bottom end if you're trying to get some other stuff for fall. However, if you ever do get a chance to sample it first, or you just have some extra money and you want to buy it, I think it's definitely worth owning, even if you already have the EDP, because this one is yet a little bit more rich, a little bit more smooth, and it tends to leave a little bit of a better trail in the air, has more hang time given that it's a parfum. The EDP will as well, but that one shoots more for distance. It's a big projector with a trail. This one is mostly just trail with minor projection, but it really does hang in the air. It's pretty dense stuff. It's got great longevity as well. All around, this is just one of my favorite fresh ones for the summertime. I got into this and the EDP pretty hard this summer, and I don't regret it one bit. Awesome stuff that gets great compliments and leaves an amazing trail. Now, if you want something a little bit more mature, refined, maybe perhaps a little bit more grown up and professional smelling, because a lot of these have kind of trended over in the more youthful, playful direction, you could go for something like Dior Homme 2020. It's got vetiver, cashmerean, ISOE super, other woods. Basically, it's a woody scent to the max, and it is a modern men's smelling fragrance. That's literally what it is. You take a picture of any dude on the front cover of a magazine and he's all posed up and everything. This is the type of thing that he would probably be wearing. Just super fresh, super clean, super trendy and modern. It doesn't push any boundaries. It's not really daring or anything like that. It just smells good. It leaves a great trail. It's so mass pleasing that you really can't go wrong with it. It's versatile. You can wear it for any situation, any time of year. It's just one that is nice to have around. It's a very useful tool. You know, it's kind of like a pair of pliers or something, or a screwdriver, right? It's just kind of one of those things that makes sense to have. That's that. And like I said, leaves a great trail. Alrighty, the one Royal Night by Dolce & Gabbana. A stronger performing version of the one. If that's what you desire, then this is going to be the way to go. Now, there is a Mysterious Night and there is Luminous Night and all of that good stuff, and those both perform great, but they stray further away than the EDP and the EDT, stray further away from the EDT and EDP, I meant to say. This one still kind of stays further in that direction of those original ones. The only thing is, for whatever reason, they took out the tobacco here. The tobacco definitely sets the one into that God level smell. I mean, that really is what sets it apart. But you got to make a decision. If you're someone that is furious about the performance, either just throw it away and don't wear it, or you could put your money into something like this, which is super close to that original and has great performance, but you're losing that tobacco note. Another thing you can do that works well is layer both of them. But the point is, this is going to be the closest thing to the original DNA that actually has good performance. And to that note, leaves a great scent trail as well. One of my favorites from the line. Second to last fragrance here, we have Stronger With You Only by Emporio Armani. So this is going to be taking the place of Freeze, which they have discontinued. And frosted glass bottle, looks really sharp, smells great. That one was definitely the freshest out of all of them, still is. This is going to now be the freshest out of all of them, unless they do another version like Freeze, right? Which, who knows, maybe they will. But when you take Freeze away and just leave everything else, this is now what we're left with as the fresh one. And it's still kind of sweet. It has the chestnut vanilla thing going on with a little bit of either a bergamot or grapefruit up top. It's lighter, but I wouldn't call it fresh. Actually fresh. It is fresher. It is lighter in comparison to all the others, but it's not a freshie. It's not a fresh scent. So don't get too mixed up there. That being said, though, it is much lighter and easier to pull off in situations where you're going to be perhaps in closer quarters with people. It's kind of packed in. You don't want to be too overwhelming, and or the temperature is going to be a bit warmer. This one will work great. The point I'm trying to make, though, is that it also leaves a great trail. It smells amazing in the air. Up close, still smells nice, but I tend to prefer smelling it from a distance. It's a lot more smooth and refined, and there's something just a little bit intriguing about it. Last up, a fragrance that is easy to hate on, but still somehow smells really, really good to this day. I really like it anyway. It's Gucci Guilty Black. Pretty cool looking bottle. You'll notice that the bottom and the cap is black, but it doesn't look like it even on camera here, but this part up top is actually a green tint. And so it smells more green than black because this is actually a green fragrance. The smell of it's got green notes in here with some florals, so orange blossom, lavender, all that sort of thing. And that's really what it's all about. So don't get mixed up by the black accenting here. It's not a rich, sweet fragrance. It's quite the opposite. Very fresh, very uplifting, citrusy, floral, clean to the max. This is just one of those things, kind of like the Dior I was talking about, where you just can't go wrong with it. From an enthusiast standpoint, it's easy to pick on, right? People have a heyday with this stuff. From an average consumer standpoint, this is next level stuff to them. And it does smell great. I can see the appeal. Like I said, I even like it. I wear this stuff. It just works great. And the trail that it leaves in the air, especially outside when you've got some heat going from the summer, it really comes to life and smells amazing. All right, guys, there you have it. That was fun. 10 designer fragrances that leave an intoxicating scent trail. These here, they just work. And in situations where you're going to be out and about and maybe not necessarily super close to people where they have to get close to you to smell it, but you're walking around and moving around often, having a fragrance like any of these that leave a trail kind of behind you can really help you out, and it just has you smelling great and leaving your mark everywhere you go. It's like marking your territory, but not in a disgusting way. Like I said, links will be down below, and deals will be on my community tab. Bookmark it, get subscribed, posting several times a day. Rare stuff, new stuff, old stuff, discontinued stuff, hard to find stuff, whatever. That's my forte. I love getting you guys deals, especially on the rare stuff. That's always fun. And so if you guys have gotten any good deals over there, let me know down in the comments and all that stuff. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.